Alright, what's going on, guys? We're going to be doing some extra ultralight fishing here on one of these little canals here in Davie, Florida. Lure of the day is going to be this Euro Tackle Leech in Bluegill Pro color. It is really small, only 3/4 of an inch. We're going to throw this on a little 0.3 gram ice fishing style jig head. We'll toss it around this canal that's behind me here, and we'll see if we can get into some small fish. So let's give it a shot, and let's see what happens. Alrighty, let's take a quick look at the lure here. It is, like I said, tiny, 3/4 of an inch. The jig head and the hook are appropriately sized for this little thing. I got this on my Daiwa Presso extra ultralight rod, Daiwa Presso reel, and some 3-pound gear. There's actually a pretty good amount of water in this canal. Usually there's a lot less, but it did rain a pretty good amount this week. Let's just drop this down here. Jig it around a little bit, give it a couple twitches here and there, and let's see if we can find some fish. The water is very clear today as well. Loads of grasses and vegetation. Now we just got to find the fish. Oh, got him. First fish is a little guy. Let's take a look at him. Alrighty, so first fish is going to be a little juvenile bluegill, and this goes against what I'm about to say goes against what I normally say and believe. Normally I love catching like the native species like these bluegills over like the non-native cichlids, but the reason I come to this canal is because there's a pretty good population usually of some rarer cichlids. Like actually right now I can see a jaguar cichlid right there. Let me make a cast toward him. But there's like jaguars in here, salvinis in here. I usually rather catch those things than like the native bluegills, and that jaguar wasn't interested. But yeah, don't mind the bluegills, but I come to this canal to try to catch some of the non-native cichlids. So let's see if we can get into some of those. Oh, got him. What is this? Still a juvenile, but a bigger bluegill. Alrighty, so another little bluegill, slightly bigger, but still fairly small. Wouldn't mind like a bigger bluegill, but like I mentioned a little while ago, this canal has a good population of like salvini cichlids and jaguar cichlids and some other cichlid species as well. So let's keep going. Let's see if we can catch one of those. Oh, got him. All right, we keep increasing the size on these guys, but they're still not that big and they're still bluegills. All right, so this is going to be the biggest of the 3 bluegill. And I mean, action's action. Definitely don't mind them. Let's keep fishing, see what else we can get. Oh, got him. What is this? Oh, sweet. First non-bluegill of the day. All right, so we got a tiny little peacock bass. This might be the smallest peacock bass that I have ever caught. I mean, I fish small lures a lot, I microfish a lot, and I don't think I've ever caught one quite this small. But this is a cool catch. It is a cichlid, but it's not the cichlid that we're really going after, but it's still a pretty cool one. So let's take one last look at him, and let's get him back. Oh, got him. Another small one. He's not that small. He looks smaller in the water. Alright, so another pretty small bluegill. Bigger than a couple of the ones I've caught. Small as far as like bluegill go, I guess, if you're bluegill fishing. But on a little lure that's less than 1 inch long. I mean, this is a pretty big fish compared to the gear that we're fishing with, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. If you're out there targeting some bluegill with some like big lures, of course it's going to be a small one. But when we're using these tiny little lures, that's a good sized fish for this kind of gear. Oh, got him. That's a bigger one. It's not big, but it's a Mayan cichlid. And it's pretty small as far as Mayan cichlids go, but it's bigger than the fish we've been dealing with today. And he's just pulling straight down at all these weeds and grasses. And this canal today has a whole lot of these weeds and whatnot. There we go. There's our Mayan. Alrighty, so there's our Mayan cichlid. Like I said, not big as far as Mayans go, but bigger than everything else we've been catching today. Pretty good fight on this extra ultralight rod, especially with all this thick vegetation down there and whatnot. But yeah, let's get him back. Let's keep fishing. Oh, got him. Another little guy. Alright, we got another little bluegill. Might be the smallest of the day. These guys are really surprising me. If you've watched my channel for like any length of time, you'll know that I fish this canal somewhat regularly, several times a year. Normally when I come here, I just get a pretty wide variety of cichlids and sometimes some pretty big cichlids like I did a couple weeks ago, but very rarely do I catch bluegills or other native species out of here. But today it seems like there's a ton of these juvenile bluegills, so I guess they had a pretty good spawn in here this spring. Maybe, are those a year old? I don't know how old those are, but I don't know if they're over a year old. They're all still fairly small. So it seems like they had a pretty good spawn here, which is nice, because I'll always take natives over the non-natives, even though that kind of contradicts what I said earlier. I come to this canal to catch the non-natives, but kind of as a general rule, I like catching the natives over the non-natives. But yeah, let's keep going. We'll try to catch one more. I pulled the lure out of his mouth, and I think that was going to be a Salvini. So the Salvini cichlids, which are kind of, overall, they're pretty rare in South Florida. This canal usually has a good amount of them. I noticed they usually like to live among the rocks and among the structure, and my line is all tangled up on the tip there. There we go. So usually if I want to catch them, I'll target these rocks here near the culverts, and I think I had one come out from under the rocks to go for the lure, but I set the hook a little too early and he was a little small. Guess he didn't get the actual hook point in his mouth, just the end of the soft plastic. Alright guys, so that's going to do it here for today from this canal. Everything came on the little 0.75, less than 1 inch Euro tackle leech on a little jig head. Really like fishing these smaller lures on these really smaller canals, because even like your traditional panfish lures, like your 1.5 inch, 2 inch lures that most people fish for bluegills and whatnot, they're going to be really too big for like these smaller canals that we have all over South Florida here. But these lures, they're a perfect size, and then like this really lighter gear just really makes fishing for these guys as fun, if not more fun, than fishing like some traditional ultralight or light power gear for like your traditional panfish on lakes and rivers that most people are going to fish. I come to this canal specifically because usually there's a good population of Salvini cichlids, and I saw some of them today. I just couldn't really get them to bite, and the ones that I did get to bite, they were just still too small for this little lure. and I saw at least one jaguar cichlid, saw a lot of Mayan cichlids, but the real surprise was all the little juvenile bluegills, which I've caught here before, just never in the numbers that I caught today. So it is really cool to see like the native species. I wish the non-natives weren't here at all. I wish we can go back in time and keep them out of here. But now that they're here, I do enjoy coming to these kind of bodies of water where I know like some of the rarer cichlids like the Salvinis and the jaguars are, so I can catch them just because it's something a little different. So I know I might have contradicted myself a little bit throughout this video. Normally I love catching natives over non-natives, but every once in a while I like coming out here to catch like these the non-native cichlids. And lastly, that little peacock bass that we caught was really, really cool. Never caught one that small. Just an awesome little micro predator. Perfect for a little aquarium. I wish they stayed that size forever because I'd probably keep some in an aquarium at some point. But yeah, that's going to do it here from this canal in Davie, Florida. If you noticed, I am wearing some Fishing Nomad merch. I'm still testing out some samples and whatnot, but by the time this video comes out, the store should be live. These should be on sale. So check out the link in the description if you're interested. I love the way they feel. I personally really like the logo because, of course, I do. I designed it. Hope you do as well. Hope you like this video, and I will see you guys next time.